Islam Dwayne Bey. It's me, Rhonda Arrington. As of now, I'm your wife, Rhonda Arrington-Bey Islam. It is August the 8th, 2019. And I have been walking or demonstrating I'm your wife for years now. So what I'm about to do, Dwayne, is speak about some of the things I've experienced. And I want to get to one point. I want to say something. Like when I posted on your website, Dwayne, about you coming, you know, it would be easy to keep saying come, especially because you know I'm experiencing sharp pains every day. You know my genitals are being attacked. You know that there are spirits, like a mic is in the room, speaking in the room here at American Extended Stay, which does, if I allow, affect my frequency, not only my frequency, but Imani Gray-based frequency, which can cause depression, mental illness, imbalance, and also, you know that the United States military, Army, and Navy, those that have not taken an oath or affirmed to uphold these constitutions, are too close to comfort in reference to what I am experiencing. It's not. I don't believe in coincidence. Okay, you know this, Dwayne Bey, and you know that it's not out of the ordinary for them to be in to demonstrate ritualistic murders, ritualistic molestation, and ritualistic rapes spiritually, and then if they can on the physical plane. Okay, and these are military, Navy, and Army that's not in a constitutional fold, that have decided to not take an oath or affirm these divine laws of freedom, because they are being used to breed as slaves, and they are breeding or being a part of this breeding of slaves, Islam. So you know this. So yes, Dwayne, if I ask you to come and I'm saying your wife, you know, any natural being that's experiencing what I'm experiencing, and they see a way out, all right, a way out, would be like, please come, please, I need help, please come, you know. But I'm gonna tell you this, Dwayne, nobody was there with Abbas Malik Bey when he was being molested. I sent him to New York when he was 14 years old. No one was there with him when he didn't know what he was experiencing, when he wanted to probably call out for help, and no one came to him. They manipulated his mind so much that his true self was barely there. Then that disappeared. They used him as a ghost, just like they did many young Asiatic males. All right, he's not the only one, and women, young women, he is not the only one. And you knew about this war tactic. You know about how the Spanish speaking, that is unclean in spirit. You know about how they participate in spiritual possession, how they are trying to demonstrate themselves as slave holders. You, not just you, but many Moorish Americans, Moors that are dealing with their lower self. I'm not saying you are, in reference to communicating, having some form of relationship with them. So the common thread is the lower self in bondage. You know. So I don't mean to do like this, because I know you are a man of stature. So it would be, yes, if I'm experiencing sharp pains, I'm sleeping light, I have one child, Imani Gray-Bey, all right, and I'm trying to teach him to protect himself. It's so easy to run and say, help me. It's so easy for me to, hold on, let me close the window, because I don't want to lose my train of thought. It's so easy, Dwayne Bey, for me to be upset be in a state of to be desperate. For instance, money, that sort of thing. It's easy to fall that way, and I'm trying not to. It is easy. I could tell how those that are trying to keep the female that you love in a high standard, that these are Moors in the Moorish American nation who don't want to admit that causing harm. It could be you yourself. Maybe you are showing one face, but really truthfully you're just trying to hide some other some deceitful acts or demonic things that you might be holding inside of you. I don't know, because I'm only going by when you do just a little thing, such as allow me to post under your hashtag, or you tweet after I get through sending something to you. It makes me smile because I am thankful, and I still have love for you, love in who you are, and hoping in that I know who you are, that higher self. But that doesn't mean that I'm not wise to know that many nights, Sunday nights, I'm laying here, I'm being attacked mentally and spiritually. The conference call, they know, Moors know this is happening, because Imani is listening to the conference call. So you sitting there with her, and and you sit back and you don't do nothing. Okay? You don't do nothing. I don't care. You know what? I can't say I don't even know her to say I don't like her. But say I knew her, the female that you love. I knew her, and I just thought she was the low down son of a gun. I thought she was wicked. I found out she was wicked. I found out that her lower self is so strong. She's a betrayer to divine righteousness and womanhood. And not only that, the females around her are the exact same way. They're a disgrace to priestesses that are striving to walk with their back straight in righteousness. I'm just saying, just imagine that I knew her that way, that I can actually say these words about her, because I watched her dirty deeds. I watched how she encouraged harm. I watched how she enjoyed seeing harm being done to another woman. I couldn't do it. If I was her, I couldn't do it. Knowing what I know now, I don't care how much I love you, Dwayne. I don't care what so-called law might be, because true law does not include this type of harm. And you can only serve one God, Allah. Now, it's understanding when you dealing with prophecy, but when you are allowing harm to happen to substantiate a marriage, even in or substantiate some form of status, that's not of Allah. So I'm saying, if just say I knew her, and I knew the women that she hung around with, and how they all collaborate in doing deceitful things, trying to maintain a face of royalty, but behind closed doors, when doing really evil, wicked, or have done wicked things, encourage wicked things, not only among one another, but with the husbands, because the woman is the man's backbone. If the man is behaving unrighteous, 9 times out of 10, that woman that he has with, that he sleeps with, that he share with, is unrighteous. So I still couldn't do it. I don't care if I knew her. I don't care if I knew she was the most wicked. I could not do it. I would have to walk away from her. So what I'm trying to tell you, Dwayne, is yes, I want you to come, but only because I want you to come because you think you should come. Because you have love in your heart to come. But if you don't, and you don't see me as your wife, you need to let me go. No one was there with my son Arrington-Bey when he was suffering, when he probably cried out for help. And so many young men, young boys, young girls, all around the earth. No one was there. And you knew. You knew. So how would you feel if your child went the wrong way and they didn't have no one to call out for help? How would she feel? Does she have a baby by you? If I was in her shoes, how would she feel? Could she walk around saying and showing how much astrology and magic she knows? And can those that say they proud that she's a teacher, how would she feel? So I'm getting back to, I'm not wishing harm on your children together. I'm not. If you have any, I'm not, because I couldn't do that. But I've already stated where my thoughts were with her. I don't know her. I don't know her. And if you cannot stand on righteousness and truth, Dwayne Arrington-Bey, just let it be, so I won't know you. So I will not know you. I am a priestess in my own right. I don't have to have someone to give me a degree or walk around and know certain knowledges to be a priestess. I am a priestess in my own right. And I'm striving to maintain my higher self. It's not easy. But before I go and sway to deceit or release a spirit of truth, so I can reclaim what is rightfully mine, whether it's my Bay and ill, my birth certificate being amended, my social security card being corrected, the passport, the whole nine, I'm going to come back again. And those same spirits that do not understand how even using that as a lever to keep me from you, you using it as a lever, I don't know the game. I don't know what all is circulating in the universe. But I know the lower self in the nation, the frequency is low. It's very low. It rises, it's low. And if the frequency is low, do you know the frequency of the women is low? Are low. And their morality, their thoughts are low. And you can't tell until you're in a situation such as I am in with you and the women that are in the Moorish American nation and family. Then you see the frequency. And these are Moors in proper status with knowledge, and they're educated. So imagine if they didn't have any education and they weren't in their proper status. How could they handle that lower self? Because they're in proper status. They are considered to be free. Some of them. So imagine if they were not in their proper status and they didn't have money or power. So I'm going to calm down. I'm not wishing harm on your child or her child. I'm just giving you eyesight to tell you, Dwayne Arrington-Bey, I want you to come, but because you want to come, that house, I want you to buy a house for me because you want to buy the house for me because you see me as your wife. And that's what you should do. But before I say you doing this for safety, or I allow what has happened to be justified, this harm that you allow happen to me, my children, be justified for unjust reasons, unrighteous reasons, I would ask you to delete tell me to let go, send a message, and you move about your life. And just as I don't know her, I will not know you. But at least I will be in truth. It's not that I don't forgive, but I just don't think the spirit of truly knowing what has happened is so wrong and so wicked is knowledgeable. I think there's justification still in the minds of many Moors. And this is what that which is unclean in spirit rely on. And this is what Prophet Noble Drew Ali prophesies in Caveat Emptor. They rely on these spirits that cannot see wrong. These Moors that cannot comprehend righteousness. They can't. They just can't see it. They will always make an excuse of why it should be some form of harm. Always have an excuse, justification. Always looking for a way to weasel. So anyway, that's what I have to say. I ask you to come because I'm your wife. Buy a house because I'm your wife. If you want to give me a car, because I'm your wife. Not because of safety. And because in truth, I am your wife. I could never allow or request harm to another woman as I have experienced, to show that I am number one. And as a man, I could not have done it for a woman. I don't care how good I don't care how much love there is. I couldn't do it. A man who knows that a man who is responsible for his own salvation. He's responsible for his own salvation. His kids, his children. His children are responsible for their own salvation. The woman he loved is responsible for her own salvation. A man should not sacrifice his higher self. I don't care how beautiful, how much love, how talented and far advanced the woman is. A man, Dwayne Arrington-Bey, a man. There was a Walmart shooting about a week or so ago. I was noticing some of the things that were being said on the videos of the Walmart shootings. I thought it was interesting because these Spanish speaking, they keep speaking about knowing someone individually. Everybody's different, not all the same. Why a lot of them be stalking, trying to possess the mind, trying to present themselves as slaveholders, along with the black, Negro, African American, and the pale skin. So when I saw the Walmart shooting, the news about the Walmart shootings, Dwayne Arrington-Bey, it was obvious that this was a ritualistic shooting. And so many times I hear unclean spirits say avatar when in reference to, like, if I'm thinking about Abbas, somebody, or I'm dealing in thoughts and universe in reference to Abbas, Malik Bey, and probably in many. They say avatar because these bodies, after they transform them into something that they're not, they use them, place them in the they use them to possess, they use them to stalk, to rape, molest spiritually. So this Walmart shooting, along with the Ohio shooting, to me it looks ritualistic, planned, a sacrificial shooting. That's what comes to mind. Especially when I saw the Spanish lady on TV start speaking how individually, using the word, because I kept hearing them say Spanish speaking. Everybody's not the same individual. They use the word individual as they keep trying to send telepathic thoughts. So one of them or some of them are probably sitting back lusting over Arrington-Bey, all right? Because these are not the same Spanish. Now I can't say all. These are not the same Mexicans, El Salvadorans, or Puerto Ricans, or wherever from that are originally from that landmass. These are experiments. These are not the same. They are not the same Mexicans 2,000 years ago. Same people in El Salvador 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. In South America, these are not the same. These are spirits that are being used. They being used, and they in that system, that matrix. So when I saw the Spanish ladies say individually, they came to me and they were shooting individual, and I kept thinking the word individual, and how also so many of them Spanish speaking speak of shooting, and the African Americans speak of shooting. Someone got shot. So this Walmart shooting, it definitely sounded like it definitely looked ritualistic. It looked planned. It looked like it was a pale skinned male that did it, possibly a body, an avatar, like so many unclean spirits like to use the word avatar. So that's it. Those are my thoughts with that. I told Miss Phyllis about me not picking up a day to day because I'm studying Arrington-Bey, was studying under you, and because I'm just now keeping it together. I'm trying to go slowly. I exercised this morning, but it wasn't a big exercise, but it was better than what it was, because for about 2 weeks after my Earth Day, I sort of just felt a little bit like down, and I was just eating and just not feeling myself. But then I noticed as I'm waiting to get the information or the results of the petition of my name change or correction from the circuit court at Arrington-Bey, I noticed the voices around the room changed. Some of them sound similar to a lot of the voices that be at Burger King, Mexican speaking, or black, Negro, or African. I'm not saying they are, but that's best description. Today, this male came into Burger King, and I'm reading When Rocks Cry Out, and this is about Mexico. Okay, all right. So it's not all about Mexico, but Mexico is spoken in this book quite a bit, and it was interesting. I couldn't put it down. I read it for I could not put it down. I finished the whole book, but I'm writing notes now. I got to go through it, and I'm going to write my notes. It speaks a lot about South America, Peru, Central America. Spoke about Louisiana, Texas. Anyway, so the guy came in today. He was short, the brown skin. And I don't know what made me ask him. I said, because he ordered the food, and I just said, "Are you from Mexico?" And he said, "No, I'm from." I think he said Houston first, and then he said Virginia. And I said, okay, I have people in Virginia, and I was just wondering, because a lot of the Mexicans come into Burger King, and I was going to ask him a question, but there was also something else that triggered that thought to ask him that. But all of a sudden, the employees, Khalid Muhammad, start saying that some people think that's racist, and if you ask them something like that, I was like, really? I mean, because it wasn't about me. It wasn't about it being racist. But I know that those that are unclean in spirit that speak Spanish have been used to create lawsuits in the past, just like they can be used to further whatever scenario. Be a part of, for instance, whatever that shooting was, and possibly whatever. These are unclean spirits. Not all are unclean. So, I was like, that was not the case. I told Khalid Muhammad. I said, Khalid Muhammad. I said, Khalid, have you ever read? I just got through reading a book about Mexico. Have you ever read any book about Mexico? I just, it's like, have you ever read any? But this is, once again, when I say all are not the same, 2 or 3,000 years ago on this landmass. It doesn't mean there aren't some are. I just acknowledging that there are unclean spirits that we are among now, many. But it did teach me a lesson. I said I'm not going to do that again, because I know the Negro, Black, African American, that's not in the constitutional fold, that which speaks Spanish, whether they from Mexico, El Salvador, whatever. These are when they are not able to breed or possess the mind, the next step is creating a lawsuit. So pale skin, same thing, unclean spirits. So I just said that wasn't wise for me to do that. I won't do it again. I just thought to myself, I'll never do that again. I don't need to do that again. It doesn't matter if he's from Mexico or not. What do I care? You know, he might, whatever question I want to ask him, or from South America, I can look it up online, because it's at this point in my journey, I know that many unclean spirits can be used for a lawsuit, used to say she's racist, and when they know that it's about slave breeding, possession, spiritual possession, keeping masses out of the constitutional fold. Okay, so doing that was a lesson I learned today. But I'm not saying that I don't know if I offended him or not. But I hope I didn't. But it wasn't because I was racist. I mean, if that's the case, as soon as I read it, as soon as I started reading about this, I would have put it down. But that's not the case. There was a reason why I asked him, but I've asked. But anyway, then the next guy that came in, he spoke Spanish. I don't know where he was from, but he was very short in stature. He spoke Spanish, and I kept repeating his order over and over and over again. But he still did not. He said yes, that's right. He kept saying it's the same. We're the same. It's the same. It's the same. I was like, it's the same. I said, it's not the same. The 2 for $6. You get 4 sandwiches. You get a Whopper, a crispy chicken, a spicy crispy chicken, a grilled chicken. That's not the same. It's like Spanish, they just come in and say we're the same. It's the same. I'm like, what's the word the same? And this is mostly Spanish speaking, saying that, and I was like, this is a miscommunication. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? What is the same? So after I went over his order like 2 times or 3 times, and he agreed, he came back. The manager said, Diamond said that he didn't want that. He wanted a different order. So she said that he speak little English, and he didn't. And I have to slow down. She was like, you have to be careful, because the guy spoke little English. Just what Diamond was saying to me. And the order was wrong. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So anyway, as I was walking back from Burger King, my ankle was feeling sharp pains, so being exposed to sharp pains again, and definitely it was from unclean spirits once again. That's pretty much all I have to say, Islam. I did show Miss Phyllis the letter about me not adding a day. Everything went well. Besides, I know Mr. Thomas told me to go on the Burger King website for the French toast stick. Because when he works, this is a black male manager, he wants us to use the paper for the 5-piece French toast stick, and I was using the box because that's what we use all the time with Miss Phyllis, the other black female manager, and he was just getting on me. He was like, you are not doing, what, this is Burger King's procedure. You need to go on your link. Have you ever gone on your link? I said, I was told him, I said, no one told me about the link. I hadn't gone on the link because no one told me about the link that I need to go on at home. And I kept telling him, I said, I don't want to be the one that's considered to go slow, because I'm using paper and not the box for the 5-piece French toast stick. Everybody else is using the box and they're going fast putting the 5 sticks in. I'm using paper, trying to open it and put it in, and it looks like I'm going slow because I've had that said to me that I'm going too slow before. So and I told him that Miss Phyllis, when we worked with Miss Phyllis, she used the box, and he said, I don't care, he didn't want to hear about what Miss Phyllis, he was just directing it towards me, and I was like, I'm not going to override the manager. And Miss Phyllis said, if she wants us to use if everybody's using the box, and I'm the only one, and she has no, she can get irritated from that. I'm trying to keep my job. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to override the manager. So and this just happened maybe a week and a half ago. like about a week ago. And then sure enough, Miss Phyllis is using the box again today. And when I was trying to put the French toasted, this happened actually last a few days ago as well. And the thing, she came and she like moved, and I put it down and she used the box. I was trying to put it in the bag. I just said, okay, I just start using the box again because she did that before when I was trying to use the paper, and I don't want her to be upset with me and send me home because she's irritated because I'm using paper for the 5-piece French toast stick and not the box. So that's pretty much it. I know Tuesday, I think it was, a customer came in and said he was allergic to egg, I think it was, or cheese. No, I think it was cheese. He said he was allergic to cheese. Please don't put cheese on. And I turned around and I told the cooks about it. And Miss Phyllis was back there, and I told Miss Phyllis I put special and said, so I'm still trying to do what I'm supposed to do as a Burger King employee. I'll talk to you later. It's August the 8th, 2019.